What's up? I'm Noelle at Noelle's Notions, and this is Fame by the Flame with Checkmate.
Ahoy, friends!
So, I love your big introduction. And I mean, it totally matches your stage presence, though, because I saw you performing last Tuesday, the Tuesday before at this Tuesday at Lowbrow, and you killed it. Your vibe was just like enough for everyone, I feel like.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes. Well, it's always cool because most DJs, I feel like, sometimes will just sit back there and, you know, mix and master, but they don't really get the audience going. But you were like a party of one and definitely built everybody up to like come join you on your level.
Well, thank you. That's what I do, I guess. But it was really fun. I liked the whole stage, you know, everything that they really like set up at Lowbrow. I've never played there, so it was really, I'm grateful that I just got to play and make everybody dance. It was nice.
Yeah. So what are some of your favorite places to play then in Sac?
In Sacramento. Well, I started playing a lot of just underground raves.
Okay.
I suppose you could call them that, like illegal parties. But my favorite venues, I've played at Barfly a few times.
Okay.
It's really small and intimate. I like that venue. I'm a resident at Sky Lounge, so I really like that. Another intimate venue.
Yes.
My favorite, though, I played at the McClellan Center off of Watt.
Okay.
It's like the Air Base McClellan Center, and that one was just huge. So that's probably like
the biggest one that you've played?
Yeah, the biggest one I've played. That was probably my favorite.
Cool. Well, and I love like your music. It's very like definitely like you said, total rave vibe. Like I felt like I was at a rave in Lowbrow, which was crazy because it's like that place is so hipster. It's like you got everyone so turned.
Good. And I was trying to match the vibe too. Yeah. So I didn't really play like the anthems. Like
so it gets harder.
It gets a little bit harder, more sweatier, but it was fun time.
So what's your favorite thing about playing music? I mean, obviously you have the dance skills and the energy to match what you put out. But like, what is your favorite part about the music that you produce?
Well, as far as production, I mean, I just love hearing back like the work that I've put in. You know, I'm still in the early stages of production. I would say I wouldn't say that I'm like the best or like super skilled, but I did go to ARC for commercial audio recording. Oh, okay. So I did, you know, get some background there, and then also collaborating with like, you know, Najay and other artists, kind of getting feedback from my classmates too, like helped a lot. And I just love listening back to a song that I made. Like that's my favorite part. As far as playing shows live, I just think that it's really like empowering, especially for a female, to be playing for a whole crowd. Like, I was always kind of the girl that wanted to do the most and loved entertaining people. Yeah. Like, I love when people laugh and have a good time. So I feel like that does translate when I'm playing. And I put a lot of effort into my sets and, you know, the music that I play, I mix harmonically. You know, I feel like I've came a long way since I first started 3 years ago. And I feel like it does get a good feedback, so I'm just grateful for that.
Well, I mean, you have come a long way from 3 years. I mean, from doing it just in school and practice to now actually like playing shows and now producing your own music. And you did talk a little bit about being a female in the industry. So whenever I have my fly females on the show, I definitely kind of want to dive a little bit into that. So what is your experience being a female in the industry, both good and bad?
Well, the good thing is that you definitely get noticed quicker than males. The downside would be that you definitely have to prove yourself. You know, nobody really like takes you seriously. At least that's my personal experience. I wasn't really like taken seriously at all when I started. I actually won a few contests when I first like got into DJing and mixing in my bedroom, but I was really bad. Like, I didn't know what I was doing, you know? But it's just kind of like putting in the effort and staying consistent. That's what will give you results.
So I really want to talk about Checkmate Radio, right? Because that's something that's your own creation. And you just released your 13th episode, and you hopefully have another one in the works, right?
I do.
Okay, cool.
I tend to slack, you know, a little bit here and there. You know how hard it is to like put out content.
Life gets in the way for sure.
And just like how it is now, a lot of people are quick to just go on Spotify Spotify and listen to stuff on Spotify rather than SoundCloud. It's kind of a really hard platform to drive your audience to. I feel like I really think YouTube is probably the best way. It's just really tough with, you know, the laws that they have and copyright and
definitely
all of that. But I am releasing another episode. It'll be the 14th one, and it'll be more like disco dance. And I always feature another guest on there as well.
Oh, okay. So who was featured on your last Checkmate Radio?
So the last one, I believe, oh my God, DJ Robble. So it wasn't AJ. So Revival is my most recent single that I put out. It's a collaboration with Brian. He goes by Najay. So
and the link for that is in your Instagram bio, correct?
It is. It's in my bio. It's on my website, checkmatemusic.com. So you can go ahead and check it out.
So you got to check out Checkmate, you guys.
But on my last podcast, I did feature DJ Robbles. He did, I believe it was a drum and bass mix. So it was definitely different for, you know, the podcast that I'm doing. It is a little bit more commercial EDM. You know, the term EDM is like used so loosely nowadays, but it's definitely more house driven.
And I know that you're not only, you know, now doing Checkmate Radio episode 14, but you're also producing a lot of new stuff coming out. So, and I know the vibe on that's going to be a little bit more tropical, I think you were saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right in time for summer.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what we were thinking. So the tropical house dance pop kind of track that is coming out is a collaboration with one of my good friends. He goes by Toast. His real name is Sean. What's up, Sean? He'll be like, oh God. But we actually have a vocalist on that, Becca. She's really talented and just a great vocalist overall, and you know, fits the vibe perfectly. So it is 110 BPM, a lot slower than what I play. You know, I mean, as you've witnessed yourself, I play a lot more like higher energy, upbeat stuff. So it is kind of like a segue from what I usually do, but it's really, I love the track. We started producing it last year, actually.
Okay,
so wow.
So it's a full year of like being under wraps now to just kind of emerge for summer. Perfect time.
Yeah, it taken a long time just because we really wanted to make sure we put out something that's high quality, not something that was rushed or not fully produced.
Yeah.
So we actually had a few other vocalists in mind for that one. We had a male vocalist, and he actually wrote the lyrics for that song. So the song is called "Falling for You."
Aww.
Little, you know, little sneak peek, but.
First on Fame by the Flame, you guys.
Yeah, it's a premiere. But his vocal just didn't really work, although his lyrics were fabulous. So we kept the lyrics. So it's
definitely then like a collaboration of great talent, you guys, for this release.
4 people. It's taken 4 people to make this fucking song.
But you know, it's definitely going to be worth the wait. And I know that fans, you're definitely going to have to tune in to Checkmate and see all the new stuff she's putting out, especially this drop, which it's releasing sometime in summer, right?
Yes, sometime in the summer. And then also I have a new single coming out that's coming out May 25th. So that's this month. It's soon, right after EDC, when everybody is like crashing and depressed. They can have something else to look forward to.
Definitely. Well, that's awesome. So we'll definitely just have to stay tuned into everything you're putting out.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any more local shows that we can see you at? Because I'm definitely really want to see you again in person. Your high energy just was amazing.
Well, you're so sweet. But I do play pretty regularly at Sky Lounge. So I do have a residency there. I play about once a month. But other than that, I do have a couple shows booked for June, July. I just can't really give the details yet, but it is local and it's in Sacramento, so you will definitely get a personal invite.
Yay! I'm super excited, and don't worry, you guys. Once I know about it, you will too. So you know, you just talked about all the new stuff that you have coming up, right? And how you've grown as an artist. I kind of want to reverse it and bring it back a little bit and talk about how you started in music. I know that you talked about going to school for music, but when did you really kind of find that was your passion and that's something that you wanted to pursue as a career?
So I I guess I'm gonna take it all the way back.
Yes,
and
please.
I wanted to bring some pictures too, but I forgot. That's just my memory.
It's okay, maybe we can like Photoshop them in or something.
Yeah, I
like
were
baby
really funny.
pictures, just like floating in between.
Well, you know what? When I was like 4 or 5, I wasn't born here, so I was born in the Czech Republic.
Yes, and hence your name.
Yes, CZECHMATE. So Czech Republic, Vrchlabí. It's a really small like city, you know, very small. But when I was 4, my parents saw like this pageant, like a local pageant that, you know, was happening, and then they thought, oh, like perfect for my kid who likes to just entertain everybody all the time.
Is it kind of like toddlers and tiaras?
Similar,
like
yeah.
basic beauty pageants for kids.
Right.
Okay.
It's just not so dramatic. Like people.
there's not all the behind the scenes like people like little kids like just gulping down like pixie sticks.
No, and definitely not like all the glam makeup how they do here in the United States. Like it's low budget. You know what I mean? Like who are we kidding? It's a small town, but that's kind of where, you know, my parents first put me, and from there I started taking dance classes. So I did that for 6 years. I took some drama classes. I took dance, like vocal coaching as well. So in Europe, I was definitely like focused on the arts and performance.
Yes.
Then when I was 11, we moved to the United States with my family, and it was a bit hard to find something that I could do outside of school. So yeah, it was kind of a struggle, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Obviously, I didn't have any friends moving here from another country and not knowing the language. It was kind of, you know, discouraging in certain areas. But when I was 14, 15, I was introduced to pendulum, and I fell in love with, you know, drum and bass. And then I fell in love with Skrillex, the whole bangarang. And he was, you know, on his hype. Like, that was like the height of his career. Well, he's still really popular, but that's when I fell in love with really EDM. Before then, it was all dance pop and pop music. And I started going to raves when I was 16, and then I just fell in love with the idea of being able to move the crowd wherever you wanted to, kind of direct their mood wherever, just by what you're playing. So, yeah, I just really wanted to do that, and I saved up for a controller. I was working at Subway. Saved up for my first controller.
So those $5 footlongs definitely helped you, right?
They helped. Yeah, that was my first job. And yeah, from then I just kind of was in my bedroom DJing, always would call my friends over, like my best friend Rosalie. Hi, Rosalie. Always be like, is this good? Does this sound good? Like, is this kind of what you would hear at the club? And, you know, from then it kind of just, I just wanted to do it, so I went for it. Contacted, harassed all the promoters locally. Like, I'm here to do it. So,
well, it's awesome. Well, it's so funny because I can totally imagine, like, as you're telling me the story, I can totally picture you, you know, because you said, like, you always like to take center stage, and now you're actually, like, you're the main person on stage, kind of what you said, like, moving the crowd, making them kind of feel like the feelings that you're feeling with your music.
Right. It's super just empowering, you know? Like, there's no really feeling like it when you are the only one that's on stage, whether you are just singing or just strictly playing an instrument or just being the DJ. There's really no feeling quite like that, and you do gain a lot of confidence with it as well. So I think it helped me in all aspects of like my social life. I do have, you know, like anxiety, and it's definitely kind of like kicking my fear to the side and really performing. And that's what I love to do at the end of the day. I just want to perform. Yeah,
the world is your stage, definitely. You're like, well, she said it, not me. So where do you see yourself, you know, progressing with music? Like you said, EDM has changed a lot, or not EDM, but the definition of what people describe as EDM has definitely changed and progressed. I mean, I totally remember Skrillex. Now we have all this immersion of, you know, EDM with hip hop, EDM with pop. EDM has definitely changed from what it used to be back to kind of just like really heavy bass to now where you have like hip hop and EDM, pop and EDM, kind of like a mixture of stuff. Where do you see EDM going, let's say 5 years from now?
It's so hard to say, like 5 years from today, because if you think back to 2013 and then think, oh, 5 years from now, you know, a lot of people, when I kind of first started, were saying, EDM's dead, it's dying, nobody listens to it anymore. It's like, come on, it's
well, it's the same
still
as like
around.
what rock and roll when they're like rock's dead. It's like
Right,
no, it's
not
still
dead.
around.
It's very much alive.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just think that it's just gonna keep getting bigger. A lot more artists are just gonna keep emerging just because this is the hot new thing to do. You know, a lot more hybrids as far as genres go. I feel like you already see so much of that.
Yeah.
You know, somebody might not be all just bass house, but they incorporate a lot of like maybe electro house and tropical house aspects into their production, maybe even trap and hip hop, you know? So it's just all kind of like a cluster of, and it's just gonna be getting bigger.
Yeah. So definitely maybe in 5 years then we'll see kind of maybe like 3 different music genres combining into one. Like maybe you have hip hop, pop, and EDM kind of being all kind of mushed together in like one song.
Definitely.
And now where do you see yourself in 5 years? Do you still see yourself putting out music? Do you still see yourself performing, maybe like going back to your hometown and putting on like a concert? That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, so funny. I actually did do that 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
I
Okay.
played in one of the nightclubs in my hometown. It's called CZECHMATE Bar. So another, I do so many shout outs. I didn't think I was going to do this on the fly. But I did do that 2 years ago, so I do have a good relationship with the promoters there.
Oh, wow,
and so
awesome.
later this year, I am planning to go back for Christmas and probably play another show. But 5 years from now, I definitely want to keep producing music. I do want to put out an EP. After, you know, a few more singles. I would like to put out an EP, then hopefully an album maybe in a few years, although that's kind of hard with marketing, and it's always easier to put out less music than more. Just depends where you are in your career, but would love to, you know, even sing on some of my own songs and just kind of get better as a producer.
Yeah.
Keep playing shows since I love to perform, and I'm always so grateful to play for like a good crowd that is engaged.
Well, and what is your most memorable like performance that you've had? Like either like stuff went crazy and the crowd was awesome and like, you know, cool kind of like backstage story, or like, oh my gosh, things went horribly wrong and like couldn't have imagined like a worse time.
Okay, so there's the good one. I played the Color Fun Fest Festival.
Okay.
It was like, you know, where people run and then you throw like the colorful sand on everybody. It's awful idea. But I got booked to play that. That was a free gig. I played that for free. It was downtown Sacramento, so it was right by the Capitol. There was probably like 2,000 people there. And the decks were just covered with like the colorful sand. And so every like track that I would cue would skid, and it wasn't the greatest, but the crowd loved it. I mean, they weren't like EDM fans, so they would just dance to anything. So it was a good time, you know?
Yeah. So bad for your equipment, but good for your persona, right? Because definitely like you got a lot of exposure at that event.
Yeah, and it wasn't my equipment, so I mean,
you're like, so
I feel bad
either
for
way,
the guy who had to
it was
clean
good.
Okay.
So do you have any thing that you would change, like about your sound that maybe like happened at a past event? Like any bad experiences that you've had that maybe you can shed some light on? Because I know a lot of artists always talk about the good stuff and not necessarily about the bad stuff. Yeah, and life happens, like shit happens. And so I'm just like curious.
I definitely dislike bringing my own equipment to a show.
Okay.
Like for any future bookings, please don't make me bring my own equipment. I hate that. I think any DJ does, you know. So I've had, you know, pretty bad experiences with just my own equipment not working. I tried playing a show and I brought my own equipment and then I couldn't even play that night, so that was great. You know, I've had people pull me aside after bigger gigs and say, you should play more of this. People would like you a lot more.
Oh, gosh.
So I've had a lot of, you know, that.
Well, you know, definitely get knocked down 9 times, get up 10. I mean, obviously you're still here. You're still killing it in the industry.
Thank you.
I mean, you have a residency. You're coming up with some new sounds. So for those people who knocked this girl, I mean, it's probably because they just couldn't do what you do and were jealous, to be quite honest.
Oh, you're very nice and beautiful. I just love this company. It's amazing.
Well, right back at you. So I do like to ask people who are on Fame by the Flame, like just some like random questions. Okay. So my random question to you is, what is your favorite summer drink? Either alcoholic or non-alcoholic.
Okay, I did just do a detox all April. I was
Okay.
not drinking. No drop of alcohol.
Oh, congrats. That's
Thank
good.
you.
That's hard.
I did
Especially-
drink today, but
Well, okay, so now the break's over. Good.
it's been over May 1st. It was just for April. It was really hard to do
Well,
that.
especially in the events industry, in the
Yeah.
entertainment, because
Right.
it's kind of like people have this expectation that you should be doing that kind of stuff like all the time, and they don't understand it's like that would be alcoholism. Like if you drank
Right.
all day, every day for your shows.
When I was getting close.
Yeah.
Because I'm 21. I turned
Yeah.
21 last October, so I was definitely, kind of just drinking as much as I could.
Yeah.
But what I love is I love a Moscow Mule.
Oh, yes.
I know that's probably kind of an
Yeah.
unpopular opinion. But
Why? Who doesn't like
you love that one?
I love Moscow
Okay.
Mule, so it's popular with me.
I like that one. That
Yeah.
one's my favorite. And margaritas. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
but everybody says that. So
Yeah, tequila.
scratch that
Everyone
out.
loves tequila, that's for sure. Okay, and now what are some drinks you cannot stand? Like if someone brings it around you, like for me, I love tequila, but mezcal tequila, like the smokiness, I can't do it.
I don't like anything dark, really.
Okay.
I mean, I'll drink it if that's all you have, but it's not my, first pick.
Got it, okay.
Beer, either, yeah.
Yeah, so only hard liquor.
Well, yeah, when you're girly,
Yeah.
you don't really want to drink beer with
no,
the guys.
No, definitely
Ew.
shots only, for
Yeah.
sure. Before I let you go, I just want to make sure that fans know the best way to connect with you. And that's definitely through your SoundCloud and your website, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and so how can fans find you on there? Like, what's your screen name, or the website is checkmate.com, is that what it is?
So it's Checkmate Music.
Oh, okay.
And it's spelled CZECHMATE, music.com. So I built that website myself. I'm very proud.
Oh,
but it's
wow.
not I got work to do. But other than that, on all my social media, it's just Checkmate Music, at Checkmate Music, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm not on Twitter too much, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. Well, I mean, I love your Instagram and all the little model-esque pictures you do. I really like seeing that
thank
blended
you.
in with all of your music releases and stuff. So there's definitely a lot of content on there for people to stay tuned to in between anticipating your new song release, which is going to be in May, right? End of May?
May
Okay.
25th. Yeah.
Yay! Okay, well, everyone will definitely have to stay tuned then.
Yeah.
Well, Checkmate, I just want to say thank you so much for being on Fame by the Flame. I really appreciate you.
Oh, well, thank you for having
Yeah,
me.
it's my pleasure. And again, I also really appreciate Jay, your killer, I'm in the Labs, of course, for sponsoring Fame by the Flame. And fans, until next time, I'm Noelle at Noelle's Notions, and this is Fame by the Flame with Checkmate.
Bye.